Hey, Patcoin community, I'm Crypto Fred, and I'm doing my first solo video. And for this video, I decided to do a kind of in-depth look at the white paper. Now, I'm not going to focus so much on, a lot of the content, but what I wanted to go over is how this compares, how it stacks up against other white papers that I've seen. All right, so right here I have the Dash white paper on the right and the PAC white paper on the left, and these are just the introduction pages, essentially, the first page of content on these white papers. As you can see, the Dash white paper, it's very plain, it's to the point, very direct. And then over here with the PAC, it's there's some bold lettering. It gives the developers a chance to highlight some of the information that they're trying to put across. Moving on to a lot of white papers will have some sort of side-by-side comparison. I do like how the PAC white paper has this. However, I do wish that they would put Electroneum or Ripple, Dash, some of the different algorithms out there as a side-by-side instead of just comparing with the SHA-256, which is Bitcoin's primary algorithm. Again, PAC it's a great coin on its own, and I think a comparison with other coins should have been put in there. PAC performance, private, more stable currency based on Dash network. So it does give a good snapshot here along with what's going on. The next few pages of the white paper talk about the blockchain, how it works, the process of the blockchain. A lot of white papers will do this. One thing you can see here, I have page 7, 10, and 8 as you're looking from left to right, the different formatting that's used on these different pages. And again, I think it could have been a little bit more consistent. It kind of seems like they kind of threw this out to the four winds and let different people design different pages. Especially when we're talking about the same topic here, it should kind of be in the same type of formatting. Coming over to the rebirth of PAC, it's a good intro into the remainder of the white paper. Talk about it. It's a third generation coin. Let's see. One thing I think they should have highlighted, you can see down here in this little quotation, PAC has solved the problem that Bitcoin is struggling with. I think this would have been a better quote. A new team, improved tech, new vision, and a strong community. Really highlight that because that's what PAC is about. It's the community. It's got a new great vision. We'll talk about that a little bit later, and improved tech. Right here, open source. Very important for a coin to be open source so that they're very transparent in any of the codes that they're using in that algorithm, how it's a fork, how it's an improvement off of that technology. Okay, coming into the history, it's good to have a history, and PAC has a longer history than most. However, they do talk about PACcoin a lot, the old PACcoin. I really wanted to see this white paper forget about the PACcoin and just talk about PAC. So I think there's a lot of information in here that isn't needed, especially for new investors coming in. The guy that comes into the market tomorrow looking to buy PAC isn't looking to buy old PAC. They're looking at this coin, So when they start researching the white paper, they're going to start looking at PACcoin and be like, oh, what's the all this stuff. It doesn't matter. The old PAC is gone. They do talk about X11 explained here, and again, you can see the formatting differences kind of pushing over the next couple pages into your standard white paper, what your typical white paper looks like. A big thing, I think they should have done some highlighting on this page with bold letters, whatever. X11 algorithm can provide increased confidence for its users. So highlight some of the advantages of X11, especially in relation to the SHA algorithm. Moving incentive structures, I like this. It's very basic, but it gets the point across. One simple little graphic here, and it talks about everything all the incentives that PAC White has to offer. It starts off right here, the affiliate bonus. Not sure how it's going to work. It kind of lays it out here, but it's not really too detailed about how that. So it leaves a lot of room open for interpretation here. Community bounties and prizes. Again, it's another great program. Essentially, it's going to reward members of the community for making videos like this or doing little graphic design projects, things like that. Now we're talking history of the proof of service, or some people call it proof of stake. Talks about the old PAC here again, and then how the old coin created an unfair coin distribution model. Again, a lot of focus on the old coin. Really doesn't matter because that old coin's dying. Then we go over to the Masternodes. Now, the 500,000 PAC to run a Masternode, it's an expensive investment that will pay off. What we do talk about here, how the old coin created an unfair advantage. I do think you go right to the next page and then talk. If you can afford 500 PAC to run a Masternode, then you get the advantages of of the proof of service. So it's kind of hypocritical here. However, next paragraph down talks about shared masternodes that will become available, which will allow investors like myself to get a piece of the pie here with the return on investment. All right, go into private PAC. Okay, right here it talks about Electroneum. Again, Electroneum probably should have been mentioned and the side-by-side comparison, what's the difference between the two. And then we talk about it's an enhanced version of the CoinJoin system. I think it hits a little bit about CoinJoin, but when you have a page dedicated to X11 algorithm, and then you have 3 pages dedicated to talking about the blockchain and how it works, I think maybe a little bit of focus on the CoinJoin and a side-by-side of how this technology will improve on the CoinJoin system. Could have been useful moving into the next couple pages. Down here, PAC Decentralized Wallet Mixing Services. They don't really talk too much about it. However, you can click over to the wallet and you can see here, you just click the info below the private PAC and it will tell you exactly what this decentralized wallet mixing service is. So that's good there. All right. One thing I wanted to kind of, fungibility, they're using this word quite a bit. Anytime I have to Google what that word means, I think it's a bad sign. Especially, I kept reading it, fungibility, like, come on, what does this even mean? I had to look it up. It is what it is. Moving on over to Instant PAC. Again, you can take a look at the graphics here. Everybody loves the idea of going to the moon, but it really takes away from the focus of what Instant PAC is, and I kind of had a little issue with that. Again, here formatting with the 4 C's. I think it takes away from, again, what they're trying to say here, because I think the 4 C's is a very important portion of the white paper, especially for me. I've been in the community a long time. A lot of you guys know me. The 4 C's has always been something that I've known about, and I think it should have been moved more to the forefront. You have a lot going on here in the background. This dude, filling his hands full of water. No telling what these guys are doing. This guy's, writing in his diary, whatever he's doing. So it kind of distracts from how important this slide actually is. The roadmap, I like what they did with the roadmap. I had a lot of comparisons of other roadmaps, and one thing I don't like on other roadmaps is that they'll only have 4 things, 4 or 5 things over the year. So it doesn't really give you a whole lot to look forward to. When we're looking at the PAC road ahead, I mean, there's a ton of things that we need to be excited about moving forward through this timeline. And this is only the beginning of their roadmap. I'm sure this is something that's going to be updated as we go. And some of these things will fall off, and they're just going to keep adding more things. And it's exciting to see that right now. Over to the PAC landscape. This is my 5th take, I believe, on this video. And every time this thing, it's like, I'm looking into the sun when I'm looking at this page, so it kind of distracts again, but it talks about a lot of good things, where the wallet is, PAC Direct, the blog, paccoin.net, a lot of these things that are up and running already that we can go check out and get information about. Now PAC Life, right into the project approval process. It works hand in hand. A lot of guys that are following the project, being a community coin, we can vote on the different ways we're going to use a community portion of the coins. So it'll reach out to the charities, things like that. So it's a good flow. Which is something I do enjoy while reading through this white paper, is the flow of it. All right, now we move into Coin Life, and as I'm starting to flip through a couple of these pages, you'll be able to see the formatting change. It's kind of drastic here from Coin Life to Coin File, completely different, and then over to PAC Direct, it's different. Like you can even see like the colors of yellow are even different, which it's nitpicking some of this stuff, because overall I did enjoy what they put across, the information they put across. Now, one thing I think could have been done a little bit different is some of these programs that are not released yet. I think some of this stuff could have been condensed, talked a little bit less about it, whereas some of the projects that are either like in the alpha or betas testing, could have been talked about a little bit more, kind of cleaned up, like they did here with PAC Life. They did a good job here, and then they talk a lot on Coin Life, Coin File, PAC Direct, PAC Media, things that aren't they're in the way ahead. This is something that probably could have been cut out to kind of shorten the white paper just a little bit, because it is a long read. But as far as some of these programs go, I think it's something that could have been put in an update a little bit later on when the program was actually released. Moving into the closing statement, I like what they did here. They kind of combined some of the formatting, and they had a real powerful closing statement. I think it could have been a little bit better if they wouldn't have mentioned PacCoin in there at all. Again, this is a completely different coin, and it's going to stand on its own. PacCoin is changing. The entire team behind PAC is now unified on a long-term scalable vision for an advanced and repurposed digital currency and accompanying platforms. Something a little bit more simple, the entire team behind PAC is unified on a long-term scalable vision for an advanced digital currency and accompanying platforms. Just kind of take out the past and focus on what we are now as a coin. Would have been a little bit more powerful. Overall, I think this was a well thought out white paper. It answered every question that I had, and it really exceeded my expectations, with the exception of the formatting. But again, that's something, I have to I have to be honest, and with that, the formatting I think just could have been better. Again, I want to thank everybody for watching the video. You can follow me on Twitter at CryptoFred, or check out my blog, cryptofred.org, for other information regarding not just PacCoin, but all kinds of other coins that I invest in. And again, I am not a financial advisor, so I just give my opinions on different cryptocurrencies and how I invest, how I'm successful in investing. So again, thank you for watching, and have a great rest of your day.